So apparently it's already mid-October and I still haven't done my wrap up. Hello everyone, it's Veronica and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my September wrap up and it's mid-October. When? You know? When did time suddenly become so fast? Let's talk books. I had a very interesting September. I think it was kind of a slow September, but it was also a lot better. Like, it's so far going so much smoother than October. Like, it's October 12th when I'm filming this, and I've read like maybe 3 books since the start of October, and that's a lot. Like, compared to last year, I think I read like probably 0 books on October 2019, but for some reason, just it's weird. I mean, if we're looking at my list, I've read 5 books. I'm shocked. I haven't really been reading, but let's talk books. I had quite a good month, I want to say. I think I read about 22 books in September. That was pretty good. I'm actually really impressed with myself, just because, you know what? Who knew I would be able to do that? The first book I read was What You Wish For by Catherine Center, and I gave this 5 stars, not 5 books. I gave this 5 stars. It was kind of just amazing. I have a blog review coming up soon, October 20th, friends. I really enjoyed it. I think it was just the fact that, you know, it's romance and it was a very slow burn. It's like a second chance, but it's technically not second chance. Like, our 2 main characters knew each other in the past, but, you know, it talks about so many different things, so many different aspects to like life itself and the tragedies some people just face during their lifetime, and it's heartbreaking, and it was just simply amazing. I really enjoyed it. It's also my first Catherine Center book, and I'm shocked. It was great. I really liked it, and I'm glad I liked it, and I'm really excited to read more. This was also a NetGalley arc for me. I got an audiobook for What You Wish For, and it was great. So stay tuned for that review. It was great and I really enjoyed it. The next book that I read was Well Met by Jen DeLuca. It's the first book of the Well Met series, and Well Met I gave 5 stars. My second 5 star, and it was simply amazing. I had a Goodreads review, but there's a button, the batch edit button, and when it says remove books from all shelves, it includes the red shelf. So I don't remember what I wrote for my original review, which got me so mad. But I really enjoyed it. I remember that after I read it, I had no complaints, and right now my brain doesn't know if there is complaints, and that's good. I really clearly very much enjoyed it. I love the 2 characters. It was just the fun aspect of seeing like a carnival, well, not a carnival, but like a fair. The Renaissance Fair. That's it. Yeah, and it was just really cute. Like, I really enjoyed Simon. He was like a really serious kind of main hero, and then our heroine Emily was so energetic, so sweet, and I really enjoyed it. But it was so cute. Their banter here and there was just simply adorable, and I loved the way Simon just, you know, like, we all know he's brooding, gloomy in the beginning, but then he turns out to be a real sweetheart, and that's what I really enjoyed about this book. It was just, what did I complain about? I truly don't think I complained about a thing, and seriously, I genuinely enjoyed it. 0 complaints for me, and it was the best, and I really enjoyed it. I also read Well Played, which is book 2, and that I got a NetGalley arc, so thank you, NetGalley. I gave Well Played 4 stars. This one, I think it was a little bit, it was cute. I really did enjoy their relationship, but I think it just didn't have that spark, that it had. It kind of just was simply a relationship that, if you read the synopsis basically says that Stacy, the friend of Emily from the first book, gets into kind of like a relationship with this guy from a band, but she doesn't realize that it's technically not him sending these texts, it's someone else. I thought that was interesting, and I did enjoy that. I thought that was like, ooh, interesting. Who will it be? You know, I enjoyed it, but then at the same time, there was it wasn't sparky for me, like, if that makes sense. I simply just didn't feel the connection between, like, I could see the connection between our two characters, kind of, but then I just wish they had more of a spark and more heat between them, more passion, more love between them. So I think that's why I rated it 4 stars rather than 5 stars like I did Well Met. I think the chemistry between Emily and Simon was so strong. That's why I really love them. So, you know what, 4 stars, hey, that's good. Nothing too bad, not the worst, you know. The next book I read was The Weight of Our Sky by Hannah Alkoff. And I read this for my September book club book. The live show will be up in the cards, and it was a really good time. It was such a serious topic. Basically, The Weight of Our Sky by Hannah Alkoff is in Kuala Lumpur, the race riots between the Malay and the Chinese. And this girl, Melati, she has OCD, but her type, it's kind of very interesting. I think I talk a lot about it more on the live show, so if you guys want to go check up, it's up in the cards, as well as down in the description box below for you guys to check out. I gave this 4 stars. The next book that I read was 8 Simple Rules for Dating a Dragon by Kerrelyn Sparks, and this is part of a series. 8 Simple Rules for Dating a Dragon is book 3, and I really enjoyed this. I think their relationship was super cute. It's like, you know, the rules, and they're like, you try not to love him, and then you love him. It was cute. I gave it 5 stars. I was not expecting it. I really like their relationship. Do I remember their names? No, I don't, because it's just who I am, you know? They were so cute. To be honest, I would reread just this singular book. This is my favorite out of the whole series. It was truly just so good, and I really enjoyed it. And that was book 3. The next book that technically, I think this is book 4, is called How to Love Your Elf, and I rated this 4 stars. I think it wasn't as strong, but I think they were really cute. It was Sorcha and this elf. I don't remember, but they're like, they're rival like species, and they can't love each other, but in the end they fall for each other, and it was extra cute. I really enjoyed it. But the next book that I read was book 5, which I got an arc from NetGalley. It's called The Siren and the Deep Blue Sea. It is a Goodreads review, and so you guys, it will be down in the description box below for you guys to check out. I really enjoyed this. It was cute. It was about Maeve, and it was very interesting. We have a reoccurring character. His name is Brody, and he's very loved throughout the series, and so this is his story. Finally, honestly, I think it's really cute, and he kind of deserved finally someone to love, because he had trouble. It's all explained throughout the series. He's kind of an ongoing side character that is actually really important, and he was cute. I really loved their romance. I think it was very cute. The next book that I read was The Rose Princess by Ivy Hollins. And this book, I got an arc from Book Sirens. So thank you, Book Sirens. It was a good book, good story. I gave this 3 stars. I think it's actually like, I believe, a Sleeping Beauty. Yes, it's a Sleeping Beauty retelling. And there were just some aspects where I knew could have been so much more stronger, so much just stronger and more developed. There were just a few jumps here and there. I have a review on my blog, so that will be down below for you guys to check out. I explain a lot more, go in depth a lot more. So if you guys are interested in reading that, go check it out. The next book that I read was The Roommate by Dervla McTiernan. And this is a novella in her main series, and I listened to it on Audible. I gave it 3 stars, and it was not too bad. Not that great either. It was okay. Nothing special, to be honest. It was one of those, like, side murder mysteries, and I love murder mysteries. They're very interesting. One of the reasons why I read it in the first place. But yeah, I gave it 3. I literally wrote, this novella was interesting, but not the best, but not the worst either. All in all, interesting as a novella. And yeah, it's true. You know, it could have been stronger, but then again, it's a side story. It's a novella. So it was okay, not too bad. The next book that I read was The Beginning of Everything by Kristin and Ashley, and I gave this 4 stars. It's a adult romance, and I listened to this through Audible Escape, and I only read book 1 and book 2. Book 1 I gave 4, book 2 I gave 3, and maybe at some point I'll get through it, the series, but you know what, it was a little bit, the first book I could definitely see, like, I enjoyed it quite well, but the second book, it was just like, didn't pique my interest, so that's why I stopped. The next book that I read was The Love Study by Chris Ripper, and I gave this 3 stars. I gave it 3 stars just because maybe it's just not on my level. I think the plot point, I had to forcefully read it, and I was just pushing myself to just finish the book, and I don't want that. I want to actually be able to join the book. Maybe in the future, I'll read it again, and I'll actually enjoy it. But so far, I didn't really like it. So I just gave it 3 stars. It's not the worst, you know. I'm not giving it 2 stars or 1 star. It was just simply an okay book for me. I got this from NetGalley, so thank you, NetGalley. The next book that I read was Silver Swift by Natalie Lloyd, and this was an Audible original. So I listened to it on Audible, and it was so cute. It's a middle grade fantasy about mermaids, and it was so cute. I really enjoyed it. It's one of those stories that if you want to listen to it however old you are, listen to it. It's just pure adorableness. It has hints of romance, but it's just barely minute, and it was just so adorable, and I really enjoyed it. I read it in 1 day, no regrets. It was just the cutest thing. I gave it 5 stars. I really enjoyed the mermaid aspect. Many of you guys know I love mermaids. I love The Little Mermaid. I love Ariel. Silver Swift was so cute, and I really enjoyed it. So if you have Audible, listen to it. The next book that I read was The Kiss Thief by Eldre Shen. Fantastic. I gave this book 5 stars. Ooh, yeah, I gave this 5 stars. I actually really enjoyed it. Shockingly enough, I've heard mixed reviews about this. It was good, it was bad, but I loved it. 5 stars. I have a Twitter thread, but I also have my Goodreads review. So, my Goodreads, I don't have a Goodreads because I'm one of those remove books from all shelves situation, but I'll link it down anyway. I really enjoyed it. It was just so cute, and I enjoyed it. I think it was just the language. One of my favorite quotes is in there. It's on my home screen. That's how much I love it. It was just amazing, and I really enjoyed it. I think there was just so much. There were situations you were unexpected of, and my feelings, my Twitter thread, it's all there. Trust me, I loved it so much, and it was just a great book. The next book I read listened to was Life Ever After by Carla Grauls. It is a sci-fi Audible Escape, just Audible Listen, Audible Original, and I gave this something. I don't know. I don't think I much enjoyed this. So Life Ever After, I gave 2 stars. I just didn't enjoy it. Sci-fi is not my genre. I will occasionally read sci-fi. I'm okay with that. But for some reason, Life Ever After, it's short. It's like maybe 3 hours as an audible listen. And I didn't like it. It's not memorable whatsoever. It wasn't my favorite. I think the plot, what was the plot even? I was listening to it, I was just trying to understand what in the world I was listening to. I don't want that for my book. I want to be able to understand it. If I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. But this, I straight up could not get a single thing out of the book. I was confused the whole time. The next book that I read was Girl Serpent Thorn by Melissa Basherdust, and I got a NetGalley arc, audiobook NetGalley arc, so thank you NetGalley. I gave this, I think, 4 stars. Yes, I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It's female romance, fantasy romance. The romance is not the main plot point. It's the fantasy, the actual fantasy plot. That's actually the important part of the story. But it was great. I really enjoyed it, and it's one of those, just the story, I think it was simply amazing, and I really enjoyed it. It's about a girl who's cursed, and she can't touch anyone or else they will get poisoned. Her name is Soraya. She's a princess. And I enjoyed it. It was great. I simply enjoyed the fantasy plot point, the situation, which happens, why she was poisoned, because she's human. So it was a very interesting story, and I really enjoyed how, like, the poison aspect kind of fit through the topic, and it was very interesting to read. And I really enjoyed it, and I also loved the romance behind it. It was a very minimum romance, but it was really cute, and I really enjoyed it. The next book that I read was Furia by Shamile Syed Mendez, and I got an arc for this, a physical arc, and I don't have it right now. It's fine. I gave it 5 stars though. It was a great sports middle grade. To be honest, it's a middle grade, but to me, I think it was more young adults. Although if you're middle grade, you can totally read it too. But I feel like for me, it seemed very young adult-ish. But, you know, all ages, I think it's a perfect book. And it was great. I gave it 5 stars because the story, it was like, it deals with the tough topics of family, and like how it's just domestic abuse, I guess, but family abuse, through the father. Camilla, she loves soccer so much. She has to hide her love for soccer because her parents don't approve. Her brother is a rising soccer star, and you know what? And she has to hide it because her father abuses their family, and, you know, domestic family abuse, and she has to hide it or else situations can happen. And it was just the touch of these kind of things that, you know, usually don't get touched on are so important throughout the story. So this book I gave 5 stars, and it was just pure amazingness, and I really enjoyed it. Also, it was also Reese Witherspoon's book club book, so that's really cool. And what's even cooler is that her book club liked my Instagram photo, and I just feel really special right now. I shouldn't, but it was just such a magical moment. I was just like, okay, I'm okay. I really enjoyed that though. The book was fabulous and I really liked it. Also, there's hints of romance, so who doesn't? Okay, so my camera decided to cut out when I was explaining Becoming by Michelle Obama, so evil. But Becoming by Michelle Obama tells her about her life story, how she met Barack Obama, the president, previous president, and kind of her emotions, though her life situations as she was First Lady of the United States. And it was such a powerful, touching story, and it was just great. I did have the physical, but I did also read the audiobook from my library, just because for some reason I've had zero time to read physical books. So I listened to the audiobook. The audiobook was fantastic, not famous. It's famous, but fantastic, and apparently she narrates the book, and I didn't even realize, which is fine. It's just me being weird. But it was such a fantastic story, and I gave it 5 stars because it was truly, truly amazing, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, apparently that's it for my September reads. I read more books, but thank you guys so much for coming. What did you guys read for September? Comment that down below. I would love to know what you guys read during September or listened to or anything really. Comment that down below. Fantastic times, if you will. I had my coffee. I thought I was going to finish it before this video ended, but apparently not. I had my coffee. I also have my tea. Thank you guys so much for coming. Have a good day. Thank you guys so much for coming. And I'll see you guys next week for another booktube video. I'm really excited. Thank you guys so much for coming. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.